I got people sending me this.
The rare but dangerous disease can cause swelling in the brain. There's no treatment and anyone can get infected. The death rate is as high as 30%.
They're calling it the EEE spread. Brand new articles titled "A Rare but Deadly Mosquito Virus Infection is Spreading in the United States." High EEE risk prompts towns' nighttime park closures, and with reports of human cases already being diagnosed. 30% kill rate. Should we be worried or should we not? We're gonna go over the details of what currently is happening. I'll let you know of a safe alternative you guys can use to help keep you protected. Important information you guys should know about coming right up. My name is Cohen here at Riverside Homestead, and if you're brand new here, welcome. If you guys are into prepping tips, emergency preparedness, and most of all, news and awareness, stuff that you want to know about, be sure to hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. Like I said, when I see something that says 30% kill rate, there's a whole bunch of cautions in the news regarding this. And we've been dealing with mosquitoes for how long? And we've never heard of this? Definitely worth a little bit of investigation. Now, real quick, if you don't make it to the end of the video and you need a preventative, I use a DEET-free, non-toxic, essential oil type of repellent, which is 99% effective against mosquitoes and other biting insects. Because if you're like me, you've used off deep woods, which tends to work but has toxic ingredients. You simply look it up. Yes, deep woods off insect repellent contains DEET, which can have some potential health effects, such as neurotoxicity. Some say that DEET is documented a neurotoxin that can negatively impact the nervous system. And ironically, you'll find funded studies that say it's safe. But deep dive this and find more information, you'll probably prefer a natural alternative. Because even Donia, in studies on rats, found that frequent and prolonged DEET exposure led to diffuse brain cell death and behavioral changes. And there's been controversy of DEET being banned in the European countries, but with my digging, what I found is they restrict the percentage. I think it's like 10% or something like that, that is allowed in that particular product. Anyway, if you want to play it safe, pinned comment, top of description, safe alternative that works. You can purchase this exclusive product as a non-member or look at becoming a member, getting extra discounts, extra perks, and possibly switching all of your home consumer goods over to American-made, non-toxic, and supporting family-owned. Again, a link for that below. Someone from our community will help you out. Making breaking news headlines. Let's see what CBS has to say.
Oxford, Massachusetts, and 3 neighboring towns have a reason for concern as mosquitoes carrying a potentially deadly virus called Eastern Equine Encephalitis, or EEE, infected a resident who is now fighting for his life.
We don't want to see another human case of EEE this year.
The rare but dangerous disease can cause swelling in the brain. There's no treatment and anyone can get infected. The death rate is as high as 30%.
Even if you do survive, usually there are long-term significant health impacts, neurological impacts.
Oxford has been declared a critical risk for EEE, prompting health department officials to recommend a 6 p.m. curfew for outdoor activities, including club sports.
These are recommendations. They're not hard and stop requirements.
We are definitely nervous about it.
Sarah Fournier is also worried her children's sports seasons, football and cheer, could be jeopardized. But they're taking precautions by wearing mosquito repellent and long sleeve tops.
We can't stop life. They need to get out there. They need to play. This is their time to be social with their friends and be a part of a team.
Now, EEE symptoms usually begin between 4 to 10 days after being bitten by an infected mosquito. According to the CDC, now some of those symptoms can include fever, headache, and seizures. Nora?
This is such an interesting story. Tiffany Chan, thank you so much for bringing it to us.
So if you get hit by mosquitoes, be on the lookout for fever, headache, and seizures. And there's more, but if you get any of those, you might want to be getting checked out. They're saying a 30% kill rate. Some areas of concern include, well, there's the Massachusetts news. The town of Plymouth, about 40 miles southeast of Boston, announced Friday that it's closing public outdoor recreation facilities from dusk until dawn each day after a horse in the town was infected with the disease. So, note, keep in mind, this may affect your pets. Meanwhile, state health officials warned that a cluster of 4 towns south of Worcester, Douglas, Oxford, Sutton and Webster are at critical risk after a man from Oxford caught the virus. Now, any of you that have been around, this isn't the first thing that these mosquitoes are carrying. It's turning out that these mosquitoes can carry a lot of new things, with a lot of controversy and skepticism from people putting the word bio and weapon together. They're also saying state and other health officials urged people in those towns to avoid peak mosquito biting times by finishing outdoor activities by 6 p.m. until September 30th, and then by 5 p.m. after that. And that's until the first hard frost. They're also urging people in Massachusetts to use mosquito repellents when outdoors and drain any standing water outside their homes. They also add in this article, there are no vaccines or treatments for EEE. Well, I suppose they're gonna have to make one, right? Especially if this keeps up. The U.S. Center of Disease Control and Prevention says that although rare EEE is very serious, about 30% of the people who become infected die. Symptoms include fever, headache, vomiting, diarrhea, and seizures. Also saying that the disease is prevalent in birds, and although humans and some other mammals can catch EEE. You might also know that most infections are found in Eastern and Gulf Coast states. I think it's a big deal when people are telling you to stay at home. You got CBS News putting out articles. Massachusetts will begin spraying for the mosquitoes after first human case of EEE diagnosed. If you guys want to know who's going to get sprayed, Carver, Halifax, Kingston, Middleborough, Plymouth, Plimpton, Rochester, Wareham. The ground truck sprayers will be spraying Douglas, Dudley, Oxford, Sutton, and Uxbridge. So I'd definitely stay indoors for that day. In this article of Time, they say that this usually doesn't occur but every 10 to 20 years, an outbreak of EEE. They say that EEE is very rare but incredibly serious. On this article, they're saying that it was identified in Massachusetts in 1938. Just over 115 cases have occurred. Furthermore, outbreaks of EEE usually occur in Massachusetts every 10 to 20 years. And they say EEE fatality rate in humans varies from 33% to 70%, with most deaths occurring 2 to 10 days after the onset of symptoms. 33 to 70% is what Time is reporting, so you definitely don't want to get this. Another question I know some of you are saying, if you get bit, can you spread it? Time reports human and some mammals are what is known as dead-end hosts, meaning they do not spread the virus even though they get sick to mosquitoes that bite them. In a quick visual, here is a map. Plymouth, Massachusetts, high EEE prompts towns nighttime park closures. And we're hearing about outside activity curfews. So if you guys feel like you need to be protected with a safe alternative, you got this option. Or I've used the toxic version, Deep Woods Off, often worked for me back in the day. Now I know some of you guys are gonna be like, scare tactic. They just want us to be worried about another thing. It's possibly bio-related weaponry, just another control measure. Keep the people scared, no matter what it is. Regardless, this is what's being reported, and it's what you should know about, and for some of you, what to be precautious of. For me, I just know things are getting weirder and weirder out there. I mean, come on, we're seeing new stuff left and right. We're having crazy weather stuff. We've had 2 or 3 nights in the 40s the last couple days, and then next week is supposed to be in the 90s. And we're in August. Super bizarre, and something that we can all agree is that we're seeing a lot more bizarre. Nothing's getting better. So I've been saying this for a while. This year specifically, going into the fall, expect some pretty wild things. And furthermore, stay aware, stay informed, and be prepared. Appreciate a like, comment, share, watch these 2 videos if you missed them. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing, guys. We'll see you on the next one.